Well, the Hoosiers basketball team played a clunker of a first half that really left a lot to be desired. Guys need to be called out on this team and really need to pull their heads out of their asses. I mean, what is going on in Bloomington with this basketball team that they can't show up and try hard? There's a lot to get into about this game. Let's get into it.
Pretty simple. I win.
For three on the way.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Indiana Sports Connection. I am your residential anchor, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here, being part of this Indiana Hoosiers community on here. We have a lot to talk about on this episode today because I am fired up. I watched the first half of that game against Eastern Illinois probably like 4 times yesterday, and I got some clips to show here. It's really not that difficult. The things it takes to play a basketball game. And I really do hate to be just like saying that they need to try harder, but I'm going to point out a lot of different spots where you just see sluggish play from this Indiana Hoosiers team. But first, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button down below. If you want to win a shirt from Rally House, I will be doing a giveaway at 1,300 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button and you will be alerted. Hit the thumbs up button because it gets the video out to more Hoosier fans across the nation and across the globe. We are growing this Indiana Hoosiers community on our way to 2,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for all of you for being here. And these videos are sponsored by BetUS. Use my promo code Indiana125 and save 125% cash back on your first 3 deposits. Count it, your first 1, 2, 3 deposits. That's 75% cash back. Use my promo code Indiana125. All of the AdSense revenue for the holiday season on this channel is going to T2T.org, Tunnel to Towers. It's a great organization. They give away houses to veterans. Without veterans, we are nothing. So thank you for them for their service. So without further ado, let's get into talking about the Indiana Hoosiers. All right, so we're going to get right into it here. This basketball game was... The first half is a tale of 2 halves. And I'm going to just tell you first off the parts of it that I don't really care about. I don't care that they poured in 58 points in the paint. I don't care that they dominated this team on a 52-12 run in the second half because that's what they should have done from the very beginning. It shows a lackluster effort from this group, from this coaching staff, from just the ability to get guys to play hard. And we're going to look at these clips here. It shows, is it all effort? Some of it's coaching, some of it's effort. Leave your comments down below because there is just a lot to say about this game. Do you think it's all coaching? I think it's just a combination. I think there's just a bad culture at Indiana basketball. And I think it starts from the top. And I think all the shit rolls downhill. And I want to play a clip here first from Sleepers Media because I totally agree with him, and then we'll talk about what he said here. Hillbilly Monkey, let's roll that clip.
Man, collectively as a group, this Indiana team certainly does not feel like a group that plays particularly hard. We talked about their rebounding issues in game 1, right? Like, some of rebounding is effort. It's not all effort, but when you're playing a team that's smaller than you, less strong than you, and you have Umar Ballo and Malik Renew and Mackenzie Mbako at the 3, the 4, and the 5, rebounding is effort. Hustle is effort. Those guys collectively are really low on it to me right now. And if we are going to do the criticize somebody, yeah, sure, Woodson deserves a lot of it for this team build and just not maximizing things himself. But I'm going to do my finger pointing card. First time I've really done this with a couple of guys. When you're a transfer and you come into a new program, right? Everybody wants Umar Ballo, however much money he made. He's got to be the $1 million man, figure it out, right? Mm-hmm. But you also learn culture from the guys that were there a year before. And the only guys on this team who were here before that really play on this team are Malik Renew, Mackenzie Mbako, and Trey Galloway. Now, Trey Galloway's usually on the bench. Trey Galloway's a guy that I think plays really hard. Mm-hmm. Malik Renew goes through the motions.
Yep.
Mackenzie Mbako goes through the motions. Mm-hmm. And what I see right now are Umar Ballo and Miles Rice and Cannon Carlisle on the court with Renew and Mbako trying to figure out where they fit in because it's a clunky fit. Everybody knows that. They look to the two guys that were here last year of like, where do I need to be? What do I need to do? And you see these two half-assing it for a whole game. Like, I just don't believe it. Like, somebody on this team, I would prefer it to be one of the guys from last year, needs to like stand up and be like, this is Indiana basketball. This is below our expectation. This is what we need to do. They don't have anybody who will do that. Like, clearly, they have nobody who will set the tone visually by their actions or on the coaching staff to hold people accountable. Again, I think Trey Galloway plays hard.
So that is exactly what I think. I think you bring in these new guys into this team, and who are they going to be looking at? They're going to be looking at the guys who are already here. Now, it seems like Galloway really cares when he's out there. And by the way, where we get all these point guards, why is Galloway playing point guard for a big section of this game? He's bringing the ball up the floor. I thought we got all these point guards so that Galloway could play in his natural position and shoot the ball more and do other things. I'm struggling to see how they're going to put all of this together. I mean, in some ways, like, what is the offense? So Miles Rice did not shoot a shot in the first half of this game. Like, what is the offense? If you're going to bring in these guards to utilize all of this, whatever, Kanan Carlisle, he is not really like a huge offensive threat out there. So you have Rice out there. He's not shooting the ball. You got Carlisle out there. I believe he was 2 of 4 on threes, so it was good to see him get a couple to go. But you can tell Carlisle's not a great shooter. He's not a guy who's hunting shots out there, and he doesn't have great shooting form or anything like that. You can just tell he's not a guy who's going to shoot the ball at a very high clip. So what do you have then? Of your starters, you got Ballo, you got Renew, and you got Mbako. And these guys, like, let's just go to the clips here, Hillbilly Monkey, because let's just point out the lackluster effort from all of these players. Let's go to the first clip here. All right, Mbako there. What is this offense? Mbako dribbling the ball around to half court. He passes it over to Ballo. A very easy turnover there. And then look at the effort getting back. I mean, that's where the turnover takes place right there. Look at the effort from Mbako. Look at the effort from Mbako and Renew to get back on this play. Just jogging. Everybody's just jogging back. Yep, just jog on back. All right, let's go to the next clip. And at this point in the game, this clip I pointed out, look at this guy. We gave this guy $1 million. Where did he spend it? At the Golden Corral? This guy is fat and out of shape. Like, this dude needs to lose like 20 pounds. You can see even like a few minutes into the game, he is laboring. He is like laboring. He can't run up and down the floor. Like, who let that type of laziness sneak in? You know what? He probably saw the writing on the wall. He was reading between the lines. You know what? You don't really have to try that hard at Indiana. Right? He just kind of thought, yep, yeah, the ball goes in. He's resting. Look at him right there. He's resting for a good long while. Then he throws the ball back to the referee so that he can rest for longer. Just pitiful. Just pitiful. Get yourself in shape. You know what would make you feel great? If you ran 15 miles before practice every day. You'd feel fantastic then. Yes, this one right here. Galloway gets the turnover, and look how long it takes for Malik Renew. Look how long it takes for him to enter back into the scene. Look at this play right here. The rebound happens. Galloway's off and running. Watch when Renew gets back in the scene. It's like there's a fake, there's this, there's that. He could have been streaking into the lane right there. Renew, right there. Renew. He's just walking back. Up. What is it? What is he thinking right there? He's thinking, oh, you guys got it. You guys got it. I don't need to do anything here. You guys got it, don't you? Renew with just an awful pass. Like I hate this offense. I hate this offense between Mbako. Okay, like let's work the ball down. Okay, he's open. And he's like 2 inches taller than anybody out there. And this is just an awful pass by Renew. and another turnover. This next clip right here, it's like, Carlisle is one of our better defenders, but you can't do that right there. I mean, you're like nosing out, getting lost in your defense, and let the guy back cut you right to the basket. And then nobody is even there to help. And Balo just falls down. It's like, what is, like, their guy moved with a purpose to where he was going to get the ball. He's like, I'm going to just take this right in here and put it in the basket, and these guys aren't going to do anything about it. I mean, look at them fumbling over themselves. Look at them fumbling over themselves right here. Out of position on defense. You get beat on a back cut, and then between Rice, Balo is out of shape. It's like he's got to move his feet right there. And in this last clip, this is just another awful play in the first half by Miles Rice. And this one is the most egregious one out of all of them. Miles Rice right here, he almost turns the ball over. Look at Balo catches it. Oh, he gets the ball back, and he's going to drive here. Oh, he drives right into where there were 3 people at in the lane. And then look at the effort getting back on defense. Look at the point right here when the ball is turned over. And look at these 3 guys. Mbako, Renew, Balo, Tucker. It just wears off. It just wears off on everybody, doesn't it? As soon as one guy's jogging, as soon as one guy's not trying hard, then the next guy's like, well, he's not trying hard. Why the fuck should I try hard? That's exactly what's happening on this team. I mean, and they come out in the second half. Good. Woody chewed them out at halftime. This is the thing. Indiana's played games like this at noon start games, so they already know that it's a problem. They already know that this is a huge issue on this team. That they don't perform against lesser teams. And you come out against a lesser team in your second game of the year, mind you, and you really lay an egg in the first half. You're behind by 1 point to Eastern Illinois after the first half. You really have to watch this game to understand the issues there. And look, I don't care that they poured in 58 points. The offensive rebounding was even with a team that they outsized so significantly with 2 6'9" guys and a 7-foot guy, even on offensive rebounds, 7-7, I believe. It's a joke. Like, they gotta take these games more seriously. They play South Carolina on Saturday. So they play their first real type of opponent. So they better be ready, and they'll be, if they come out and play like they did in the first half of that game, they'll be behind by 10 or 15 at halftime. This is the big problem I have with Mike Woodson teams. And leave your comments down below. Like, this to me looks like the exact same offense that we've seen every single time. He likes to get big guys, he likes to get the ball around the basket, and he wants those big guys to pour the ball in the paint. And guards don't get shots. Shooters don't get shots. You just get a lackluster effort. What is the combined? Like, if you look at their first 2 games, we're again 6 of 18 at 33%. And in the first game, we were 6 of 16. For one, we're not shooting enough against these bad teams. It shows that, like, once we get against better competition, we're going to be right back to shooting like 10 to 15 threes a game. And we'll be overmatched by these better teams because of it. And we'll be overmatched if we don't rebound against the teams in the Big Ten. Like, that's going to be the difference. It's going to be the same issues that we had with the team last year. And I need to see a big difference between what's happening on the court. There has to be a big difference between what's happening on the court and what we see. Well, Hillbilly Monkey, is it too early in the season to start calling out players?
Carved from the sands of the Wabash River and formed into a monkey land that's sold at Home Goods. It's the Hillbilly Monkey Perspective on Indiana Sports Connection. I'll tell you what, that first half, it left a lot to be desired. What do these guys think their legs don't know how to work? We're going to look at these clips. What the hell is going on with this team? I mean, you can't play a half like that.
I'm going to tell you, I felt the exact same way. This team, they have got to pull their head out of their ass. And a lot of this, I hate to say it's all effort-based, but I think it's like the plays that I think the coaching. How can Miles Rice not have any shots in the first half? That is a problem with the coaching. Has to be like, how is the point guard not going to shoot it all? Like, shoot the ball. If this guy I was watching said Woody's having the hardest practices in the world and he's telling everybody, shoot the damn ball if you're open. Well, they're not doing that. So if they're not doing that, I don't know what to do. What would you do? I mean, put Ja'Kai Newton out there to start. I mean, Gabe Cupps can't start. And Miles Rice, I don't know. Did people just wildly overpredict how great Miles Rice was going to be? I don't know. I don't want to rant on and on and on about this team. It's only the second game. But I don't like what I see out of that first half. And this lazy play, it goes to everybody. I would maybe like go to a game, and I know this is not going to happen, but I would just bench those guys. Like in the first minute of the game, I would see like, you're just going to slough back like that. You're just going to jog back and not really care, not have any type of intensity. Well, then you can just sit over here and just watch. Ass meets bench, bench meets ass. The brain meets bench, and then your brain can figure out why your ass is on it for so long or something like that. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. I hope I didn't rant too long. Leave your comments down below. I want to hear what you think about this Indiana basketball team, because I got a lot of passion for Indiana basketball, and it's just, it drives me nuts when I see something like this, and it doesn't have me thinking good thoughts. Look, we got like 2 weeks. Like Thanksgiving is 2 weeks from this Thursday. So it's time to buckle up, Buttercup. Like, you got a big game against South Carolina coming up, and then you got that big tournament. And if you really lay an egg in that tournament, you will totally screw yourself as far as like an at-large bid if you don't perform in the Big Ten. So they better buckle up, because they're going to have to perform in these games. And to come out and give that kind of lackluster effort for a quarter of half of that game, just really, really disappointing. And I hope we can see better effort out of this team going forward on all counts by all players across the board. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Indiana Sports Connection. Until next time, stay classy out there, Hoosier fans.